right, Philly. You a mess. You always have me cracking up. You guys are both in mute, so I'm gonna need y'all to come off mute so we can get this started. Y'all in mute. Thank you.
I'm
Good.
back.
Philly is back. You be like Millie Rockman and everything.
That ain't gonna be your signature. I see that already.
I know, right? So good morning, everybody out there in internet land. Oh my God.
Good morning.
I'm so happy to see y'all. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
All right, as y'all can see, we have Philly back. Welcome back, Philly. Philly
Corona can't hold me.
Rona, y'all.
You had the Rona, Philly?
Yeah.
Man, you made it. Hey, I'm glad you made it out of there, bro.
Okay.
I had a buddy of mine lose both his parents to that, so I know that's real.
Oh wow. And not only that, I suffered a second loss in my family due to corona, and it's real, y'all. This corona is not a joke. Like, it hit Philly, it's affected T, and it just affected me. So I want to send a shout out, and I just want to say to my sister, they know who they are, my sisters and my brothers from Florida.
My condolences.
Yeah, I want to send my condolences and tell y'all that I love y'all. I've been telling y'all I love y'all already, but every day since they lost their mom. So it's real, y'all. Y'all gotta take this corona seriously. And no matter how many gimmicks or who started it, who put it out there, who released it, who let it go, it doesn't matter, y'all. It's here, and it looks like, at least here in the U.S., it's here to stay. Until
Corona moved in. We ain't going nowhere. It's chilling
okay.
Right now.
So
that roommate that won't leave.
y'all gotta do what y'all need to do to make sure that we good. So let's get past that. So good morning, Philly. Good morning, T.
Good morning, Cookie. Good morning,
Good morning,
y'all. I like to open up the show with everybody being able to get a salutations and say hello to our listeners and our people out there watching live on YouTube and Facebook. So I'll turn it over to Philly, and then Philly will go to Rob. Y'all get them salutations so we can get into this show.
Okay, all right. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to say what's up, everybody. It's your boy Philly, aka Uncle Nate with the turtleneck, aka your baby mama's favorite battle rapper.
You say your baby mama's favorite battle rapper.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But well, first I want to give a quick shout out to Verbal Warzone. They literally did their thing yesterday. They had an event. I was supposed to perform there. However, I had the COVID.
No, you're gonna have to plug
that.
So you stuck in the house.
I had to quarantine. I literally just got them taking my test like I think yesterday or 2 days ago.
And it's
tested negative.
Okay.
I'm good. And yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that I'm back. And I missed you guys last week. It's been a while. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
And we glad to have you back, Philly. Yes.
Good praise as hell.
Great. All right, T-Rod, what's been up with you? How was your week, baby? What's going on?
Hey, man. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, internet world, man. T-Rod. I've been cutting hair. That's what I've been doing and staying out the way. Mashed up. Glad everybody's back. Hey, come. Well, we're going to mask up. I'm going to have to see that. I don't know, bro. You just got over the Rona. But listen, I know the people that had their Rona and they made it out. The thing about it, you just got to fight back. You can't just sit there. You got to, so anybody that got it, just, get up, fight back, drink plenty of fluids, do stuff you need to do. And we got 27 more days, y'all, in 2020.
Yeah.
But I'm scared of 2021 because I don't know what 2021 going to do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm necessarily excited about that. But
I want a trailer. I'm claiming positivity, but I want a trailer. I'm looking for the 2021 trailer.
Right.
I want to know.
I wish we could have trailers of 2021 to see what's gonna go down. I don't know.
Because I want to know. Other
we
than
need to
the
know
fact that
something.
we already know what to look forward to as far as we got some new news going in.
Yeah,
So
we do have a black woman vice president. That's always good.
say it. We're gonna talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
About that today.
Talk about it.
Okay, so
Talk about it.
I've already said good morning. So let's just y'all ready? Let's just get into this. Let's
get it.
get it in. All right. So right now today, y'all, we have come to y'all and we want to take a look back in time and discuss whether or not life as we know it, has it changed much in 50 years? Now, we're not 50. None of us are 50 years old. However,
that's a fact.
what? Shut up, brother.
Not yet. Not yet. We're gonna see that.
Not yet. I'm trying to get there, but I ain't
We're gonna get there. But I ain't there yet.
You know what? Like, just brief stop. I've never been so interested and excited and looking forward to hitting a birthday like I am looking forward to hitting 50. Like that. Remember when we was little,
right.
and our mamas was in their 30s, and then our mamas was in their 40s, and we was like, ugh, they old.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't want to be old like that. And then, you know, my mama hit 50, you know, and I'm pretty sure y'all's mamas hit 50. And then it was like, wow. It was like, it's such a privilege to be able to
that's a fact.
years old.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Man.
Especially with the way our world is, right? With the way everything is going on, it is such an honor and a privilege to turn 50. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I ain't never been looking so forward to turning a milestone in my life. Because
wait, Cookie, wait. Oh,
better shut up. You better shut up.
You turned 50? Wait, you turned 50 out here?
No.
All right.
I got some more years.
But you did sound like you was almost said. You did sound like you said you thought to be 50.
Yeah, I private.
The big old 5-0.
I thought you was about to hit 50. Talking like you 50 tomorrow.
Right.
No, my age is not private. Y'all know I pretty much embrace my age because of the fact I've been through a lot. Especially this last 20 years, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot this year. I have not had to fight Corona like you, Philly, but y'all know I've had my own battles and my own fights. So for me, you know, I got about 5 more years, you know, a little bit of give or take. I got about 5 more, and then I'll be, you know what I'm saying, coming in 50 style and showing these young butts what it is.
Cool. Cougar alert.
You know what? Age ain't nothing but a number, and especially if they over 30. I'ma just keep it real. If they over 30, we cool. We can talk. 33, 34, we can talk. All right.
So y'all young boys, be on the lookout, young fellas.
Yo, she ready. She's spraying the shit all over the internet, y'all. Y'all better be ready.
You
spraying the shit on the internet. She's fading right now. Look, y'all better be ready.
And I guess that's something we could talk about as part of a 50-year review, because back in the day, right, it used to not be looked at as a good thing for a older woman to date a younger guy, right? Or prone for older men to date younger girls. Like you, a 25, 27, 30 something year old could marry a 15, 16, 17 year old, because back in the day, that's what they did. You know, they married and they dated young. But if a woman messed with a younger guy, she was like, oh, what you robbing a cradle? You know, like he can't do nothing for you. But let me keep it real with y'all. Now I done had my little bouts with dating period on either side, whether they were younger or whether they were older. Honestly, I think the way things are now, this new millennium that we're in, it's starting to become very regular for older women. You know what I'm saying? I'm over 40. So it's starting to become regular for older women to date younger, because let's keep it real. Some of these younger guys are more successful, to me, got a lot more going for themselves. They got their heads on straight. and they're willing to try and be great at relationships right now. And to them, a woman that's older, that has things going for herself, has somewhat of what seems like stability, is attractive to them, and that's what they want. You know, y'all younger guys, because both of y'all are younger than me. Tony, you not by much. Philly, you are still in your 30s.
I'm 43, man. I ain't that young, bro.
Hey, man.
So you at 37, 36, 38?
Yeah, no, I'm 37. I'm 37. I ain't afraid to say it.
Okay, so we done all told our age.
I'm the young boy in this podcast right now.
Okay.
I'm about to say, where the hell is Q at?
Sit down, Junior.
All right, Q's even younger than you, Philly. But no,
yeah, man.
We're looking at like now, you know, like I said, that's what's changed, because back then, I will say that younger guys within, because like again, I'm 45. It is what it is. And in these 45 years, I can only probably attest to maybe 30 something, because that's when I started noticing boys, and I was a child, you know what I mean? I was young. So back then they were immature, and I mean they're still immature now. Don't get me twisted or get me.
Men, some men never mature. They be 17 all their life.
Okay.
Yo, I know 60-year-olds that's still out there hustling and bustling.
Sagging with grills in their mouth. They don't even care.
Yeah, they got grills in their mouth. And what's that? The Mad Dog 2020. Right there.
They throwing up gang signs at 60 years old.
Like it's too late.
Hey,
like, you know, they call themselves old head lopes and stuff like that.
Hey, they hell out on fell out. They got cornrows that's coming down the back of their head.
No, looking like Coolio.
Y'all are
looking like Coolio.
The younger generation, y'all starting to step it up. I'll get that to y'all. So that much has changed as we come into the millennium, is that the younger guys out there starting to, you know what I'm saying, state some claim on being stable and being successful and being good father figures and trying to be out here taking care of women, whether they're your age or not. And for somebody like me, you know, who's just open to dating, like I said, as long as they over 30, we cool. It's rewarding in a sense, and it has had its disadvantages, believe me, because I came out of a marriage with somebody younger than me, and I looked at the whole age ain't nothing but a number, but he was not mature enough. He was still in that space of immaturity, and he don't speak for the majority, because I've dealt with some guys his age in the past that were very responsible, and I appreciated it, and it was all good, right? You brought up something real important, T, and that's kind of something that I wanted to hit on. And I didn't want to make this show about just like what has changed for us as African Americans, but I mean, we got to keep it real, right? We're all African Americans, or we're Black people, and we can't speak for no side but our side. We could speak from a broad spectrum point as to what we see that has changed in the 50 years, but we can only speak from our culture and from us. And one of the things that I can say that is just so amazing and so oh my God, like I'm just still in that wow mode, is that we have not only a female president, vice president, she's a Black female, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 years ago, would you have even thought that a woman, let alone a Black woman, would be in the White House doing something other than, let's keep it real, cooking, nursing, you know what I'm saying, giving tours? Would you have ever thought that we would see a day like this in our years? Like, again, I'm over 40, so are you, T. Philly, you're still in your 30s. Did we ever feel like we would see something like this?
Honestly, it wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry, brother.
No, go ahead, Philly. You first. You first.
Oh, okay.
Age before beauty, sir. Go ahead.
Oh wow.
I'm a young boy. I'm excited.
I'm just messing with you.
No, but honestly, no. To be perfectly honest, at one point I thought it would be impossible, but since we had such a horrible president, it rushed everything
Really just
to the forefront. Like seriously, like the current president that's in office right now has done just a piss. He's done the most piss poor job that a president can do. That anybody's okay. You know what? I'd rather have this old dude with dementia and this black lady take over for the country. Endure another 4 years of this.
I cannot with you. I cannot with you. T-Rob, what are your thoughts about the fact that we not only have a woman in the White House, we now have a black woman in the White House?
Believe it or not, it's amazing, but I also know it was inevitable. Here's why I know that, because this is not the first black woman that ever tried to run for office. We had a black woman. I think Madison J. Walker tried to run for president.
But it was somebody else though too.
You're somebody else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on who the person is. But we've had a black woman try to run for office before. So I knew it was a matter of time before we got a black woman or a black man in the office. To me, honestly, it's surprising it took so long. But hey, the fact that we're here now is a good thing. But the piggyback, I'm feeling like I ain't gonna lie. But now the presidency, now that we're older, I understand that the presidency to me doesn't mean as much, because I understand how it really works, how Congress and Senate really control everything. But it's very great to have a vice president. It's no matter of time we have a black African American woman as president, which everybody wants, which signifies a lot for this country. So it's definitely a step forward. Because when my first understanding of president was Ronald Reagan, we came up in the Ronald Reagan era. So
exactly.
I don't even remember who vice president was.
He was a good president.
All we know is old white men that ran stuff. That's all we knew. So I just knew Reagan, and he was old. I don't even know. Oh, Bush was his vice president. The first George Bush. The very first George Bush was Reagan vice president. So, and that lets you know who controlled it, because from him, he went from vice president to presidency, and then his son was in office for 8 years. So it is amazing when you think about it. Right.
And you never know. New vice president might actually run for president, and depending on how these next 4 to 8 years go, she might actually have a chance, and then we'll be celebrating her and saying we have our first female black president.
This was gonna happen. She's gonna realize Biden running, doing a bad job. She's gonna realize he's older than what he thought. She's gonna say, you know what? I'm finna do a chess move. I'm finna make the queen in charge of the dome. I'm gonna run for president. You too old to remember anyway, and I'm taking over. That's what's gonna happen.
I need y'all to stop going for our new president.
No, listen. He's an old dude. Listen. That's when you playing this game, she a woman. So play the game like men will play it. Play cutthroat. Listen, you old dude. I know that. So I'm gonna take your spot while winning your spot. It's respect though. It's all business. It's all love. But it's my time now. That's what she got to do.
Yeah. and just because you brought it up, the very first black woman to run for president was Shirley Chisholm.
That's what it was. Shirley Chisholm.
Shirley was the first black woman to run for president, boldly, bravely, and she did that. Although she did not make it into the White House, she ran courageously.
It was not. Hey, listen, they was not trying to have her up in there.
But
not
she
at that
time. But she ran. I'm gonna run anyway. I'm gonna run anyway. I ain't scared. Do something about it. So
that was 1972. It was 1972.
Mm-hmm.
What she had no chance, but she did it anyway. She did it courageously, and that's why. You know what I mean? And I feel like because of her, she set the stage. She made it possible for a vice president, Kamala Harris. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? It's sometimes when I talk about it, I'm not very much into politics, but I do get in my emotions and I do get into my feelings when it comes to talking about the fact that Kamala Harris, I think is how she pronounces her name, is now our new vice president. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I really didn't think that this election mattered. I was one of those people that did not feel like no matter what we did or said that it was going to matter because of how things have been going with who we already have, our commander-in-chief at this moment. Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises any of us. So to me, I was like, all right, this one's not going to matter. So imagine my thought process and my emotions, just like a lot of us, whenever the results, you know what I mean, were announced, and it was like, oh my God, like this is really happening. And not only, you know what I'm saying, is she a Black woman vice president, like to me it's big because, you know, even though she's not Sigma Gamma Rho, she's still my sister, you know, Indian sister. So to have, you know what I'm saying, a woman, you know what I'm saying, and shouts out to AKAs, shout out, I love some AKAs, I got AKAs in my family. Although she's not an SG Rho, she's still my indie sister, and she still represents a body of us who have come together for the greater of good. You know, our organizations, our different organizations under the National Panhellenic Council. And I don't want to go too much into that because I don't want to make nobody feel like I didn't have permission to talk about nothing, but it's just amazing and it's awesome because she comes in and she has, you know, so many accomplishments behind her. And I know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding her, you know, her ethics, you know, as far as how she's, you know, helped the Black community or not helped the Black community in her previous jobs, you know, as in her job that she's doing now, her current job, which will, you know, she'll transform into being a vice president. You know, a lot of people said a lot of things, but and all that was said, at least one of the things that you can say is, from what I've seen, is that she's never put her culture in the back seat. She's embraced her culture, at least in my opinion. Okay, Philly, what do you know that I don't know? I know. Look at his face, Philly. What do you know that I don't know?
I'm just trying to be politically correct. But you know, no, that's not me. I'm sorry. I don't like Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. I don't like her. I don't like her a bit. Because I want this to be a Black versus Black thing. And yes, she's a Black woman, and I appreciate
it. It shouldn't be, but be honest though. Tell your truth.
My truth, man, look, you know how many Black folks she got locked up and prosecuted? And it's the Black men that she killed that was responsible for that. They were proven innocent, and she still went along with the execution anyway. I'm just saying. I think she did that to advance her political movement, just to get higher where she's at, just to make it possible. I mean, sometimes you gotta have some dirtbags that runs forward and break down the door for you, just so that the promise of promising people down the road you come in and fill those shoes later. I'm just not a big Kamala Harris fan. That's why I'm just.
And you're not the only one. And I was not going to try to get into that deep of the politics of it, but that is the controversy. I did say controversy, right? So I said controversy and the controversy of it. But do you feel like, because I guess that brings up a good question for me. Do you feel like because of the fact that a lot of people are feeling like she put Black men in jail and she supported the execution of a lot of Black males, does that make her a traitor, or does that mean that maybe she did her job? Because here's my thing. And I'm gonna keep it real. So many people get mad whenever their loved ones and their friends get punished for crimes that they committed. And I noticed that. So I have a son. I have a Black son. I have an adult Black son. And I, for one, I've always taught him is to just stay out of trouble. Just don't do anything, because we know our history. We see in our history, in the 50 years and the 40 years and the 30 years, in his 27 years, we see that, you know what I mean? There's nothing good in it for us when we get in trouble. You know, nothing good in it for us. So to keep from, you know, and you can't avoid it in some cases being us. I'll say that. I'll acknowledge that. But if you do everything you can to try very hard to walk a straight path and to try to stay out of trouble, then you won't be put into those positions where mommy has to now go out there and be on strike and picketing and saying free my son, free Pookie, free, you know, Tunichi and all of them. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it real. So in my opinion, really, Philly, in my opinion, you got to get them that nutrition in. I get it. In my opinion, is she wrong for the fact that she feels like if a crime is punishable, why should we not punish it? And do y'all feel like because it's a black person and she's black, was she supposed to say, no, don't punish him, he's black, but yet he did a crime, she, whoever did these crimes? Like, I don't get it. Like,
well, I'll speak. Well, here's my opinion on it. I don't like this is one thing I've learned. I don't like a dislike or love no politician because they're a politician. They have a job. They're there to, political politician means I'll vote you in office, you do something for me. So I didn't agree with nothing she did in California, but that's what she did in California. So now what I'm going to do, okay, you're a politician. You got 4 years to get with your homie to get this right, or you up out of there with them. It's just that simple. So that's how I look at it. I'm not going to say, oh, I love you, so no matter what you do now, you got 4 years. Show up, and I don't care what nobody say. The Democratic Party owes Georgia, specifically Atlanta area, a huge. So we need to see some funds. We need to see something coming this way for this Southeast region, because Stacey Abrams is really the one that won everyone that election. So because Stacey Abrams and DeKalb County and Fulton County and Clayton County and Gwinnett County, they won that election. So my thing is this: political person. Yes, you are a black woman. Yes, you are AKA. I'm with you on all that, but you're a politician. You got 4 years to show us that you are with us or you are for us. It's just that simple. It's not even personal. I love the fact that you're AKA step, sister, step.
Oh my God.
Listen, but that ain't got nothing to do with these political situations we're in right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I love the fact you're AKA. When you stomp in the yard, I'm right there with you. But right now you vice president, so Madam Vice President. This ain't even about me liking you. I don't agree with nothing you did with California, but right now you're Madam Vice President, so we need to deal with this right here. So I agree with Philly. I don't like nothing she did in Cali, but I ain't gonna say I dislike her. I don't like nothing she did with Cali. I don't like how she handled those situations. But now she's voted up higher, so I just gotta say, you know what? All right, you're here. Now that you've won an election, I need something from you. Now that we've given you, now the black girl magic come through, black man, because black men did vote for these people 90-some, like 80, 90-some% now. There was like 13% of black men that voted for Republicans. Let's not forget. Black men still voted heavily for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. So regardless of what we like, whether we agreed or not, we did express our vote. So to me, it's not even about the person, it's about the actions. You have 4 years, ma'am. You just got 4 years to do your job, or for us to vote you back in. If you do your job, you back in there. If you don't, you vote it out. But AKA, we love that. I love power to the people. I love that. But if you ain't doing your job as Madam Vice President, then you will no longer be Madam Vice President. You will now be former Madam Vice President.
Got it.
And that's just how I look at it. I can't take it personal, because I learned, because my dad told me, like, don't never like a politician because there are politicians you won't like personally, but you will like what they do. But there are also politicians you will like personally, you won't like what they do. Now you just real quick on it, what's his name? Nixon. Black people hate Richard Nixon, but he's the one that voted all those rights that we have. He's the one that allowed that to happen. We don't like him as a person. We love his policies. So that's just how I look at it with politics. And I agree with you on Philly. I ain't gonna lie, that Cali, when I read that stuff on Cali, I was like, ugh.
And I don't do politics because of this reason. Like, I don't get deep into politics because that's how I feel. Because I mean, and all of us can relate. We're military. All of us. We've done over at least 10 so years in the military. And y'all know when I did 20. Y'all did over 10, 10, 11, 12. What happened?
I only did 4. Only did 4.
Either way, when that commander
did your time on the George Bush.
But whether you like him or not, right? When that commander in chief came in, what we did? What we had nothing, especially you, Philly. You was a Marine. That's what y'all did. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, that's his phone number. He got y'all on his page now.
Exactly. So that's why I don't get deep into politics because of that. Because for the I just had to go with it. I could contribute, but I had to roll with it. And whether I liked the chief, you know what I'm saying? Whether I liked him or not him, well, at the time it was a him, you know what I'm saying? Whether we liked him or not, the commander-in-chief, we had to roll with it, right? We had to go with it. And that's why I'm like you, Tony. I look at politics like that. Like, I may not like what a person does. I can't say I don't like the person, because a lot of times when you meet people outside of the roles of politicians, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? I've heard my grandmother used to call them Paula liars. My grandma she was from Georgia. She used to call them Paula liars. She used to call lawyers liars.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Joke. So from that perspective of it, that's how I always looked at it. But I think that in a sense, though, we have come a long ways. You know what I mean? And her being in the White House, like you said, Tony, she got to prove herself. They all got to prove themselves in order to get another 4 years. You know what I mean? So I'm embracing it. I think that she's up for the challenge. I think at this point, the Black vote has been heard simply because she knows, like you said, the majority of the vote that she got was from her people. So, you know, in regards to that, she has a duty to come in and not give us anything, but do right by us, because we don't want to be given anything. And that's a thing that I wanted to bring up. And I know I can't speak for all of us, but I speak from speaking with people. People are under this impression that we as a Black body of people, we all want somebody to just give us something.
Right.
We don't want to be given nothing. We want to just be treated fair, and we want to be treated equal, and we want to be treated by our merit and by our hard work and by you know who we are out here in society, because not all of us are out here looking for trouble, and not all of us are out here committing issues and committing drama and fraud and crimes, you know. So I think that in at least the 30 or 40 years that I can speak for, I think that and that right, that's a really big change when you go back in time. That's a really big change. But I do want to ask y'all this, because making the point about the vote and it mostly being men, let me ask y'all, because I can't speak for you guys. You guys are men. I'm a woman. Do y'all feel like in the years that you've been here that you can actually talk to change, that there's been much of a change within these 50 years, within the amount of time that you can talk to? Do you think that there's been much of a change, or are we still kind of looking at what we know from history and what we've seen throughout the years that we can talk to? Are we seeing that nothing much has changed, or some things have changed, or are we basically going back in time? When I say going back, like, are we going back in reverse?
And what aspects are you asking about? Are you asking about
what at point, Black man right now, what do you feel like there's any type of a change that has come about?
You first, I'm long-winded. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I got you. This is what I'll say. I honestly believe this too. I believe that it hasn't changed. The only thing that changed was the inclusion of people of color, because it's more profitable. It's based off of society, still the same. It's still the same, because like once you think about it, look at the Black community, right? We're always given a promise of, if you vote Democrat, you voting for for Black folk and things of that nature. However, there's still poverty. There's still a bunch of there's still crime. There's still gentrification. It's still going on, and you had these politicians that's been promising this for years, even since the 60s. Once we was able to vote, okay, cool. We might as well vote for these guys and X, Y, Z. And at the end of the day, we still get the burnt end of the stick. So in order for true change to happen, we have to have political folk. I don't care if they a person of color or not, but they had to show genuine concern about the school districts out here, the fire departments, the school districts and all that. You know what I mean? The poverty, the real estate, the gentrification issues, and the taxes on Black neighborhoods versus white. Like, we need somebody that's literally going to walk in there and make solidified change. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be so sophisticated and solidified in what they do, because again, with these politicians, all they do is they talk a good game. As soon as they get up in there, you got big corporations donating. They'll satisfy the corporation donors before they satisfy the American people while spending the American people's dime. So when I say that what's changed, I'm going to say nothing. But if you're going to make a change, if you're going to say that there is a change, it's the fact that it's more profitable to have people of color involved in politics than keeping them separated. So that's my view on that.
So overall, that I guess you feel like the system is still failing you as a black man? Is that what you feel? You feel like the system is failing you as a black man?
Yes, indubitably. And the reason why is because, like, I'm not going to say that, you know, my brothers is just like 100% is absolved. Like, no, you got some meatheads out there that deserve every extent of punishment under the law. However, we're still grouped in that same category. If you look at how police are being trained, nothing's being done about it. I'll tell you what, and the only way that he's going to get done about it is Dave Chappelle, thank you, brother, because this brother was so right when he said this. Everybody registered for the NRA. Every African American do it. Because if we exercise our right to bear arms, them other folk ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? So, and because if we were to do that and it would take that change, that just shows you how far we really got. We didn't really go far. Because if you look at it back in the 60s, the Black Panthers went up there and did that. They didn't want to regulate no gun laws until the Black Panthers went up and marched on Washington, armed with weapons, exercising their right to bear arms. Then it was the implementation of change. So again, like, society-wise, to a certain extent, we took a step, but it was a baby step. It wasn't a huge step forward at all. It's still the same. You're still getting screwed over. It's just a matter of one's using lube and the other one's not.
Oh my God. Philly, and I guess I see the look on your face, Tony, like you really thinking, and you're muted, just so you know, before you respond. I see the look on your face, T. Do y'all feel like as a black man, you didn't look at President Barack Obama becoming president as a step forward for the black man? I gotta know. These are questions that I asked Tony. Why are you laughing? Like, these are questions that I asked because I'm like, in this 50 years and what we can speak to, did either of you or any of your male, friends, did y'all look at President Barack Obama becoming president as a advancement for the black man in society?
Me personally, it felt good to see one of us sitting in the chair. It did feel good that. But when I look at it overall, and it felt good, he had a black wife. I ain't gonna lie, Michelle's fly. I ain't gonna lie, that felt good.
Very fly.
But overall, it felt no, because I look at stuff economically. Don't get me wrong, he's one black man, but there are millions of us, right? So because one made it to a position, I think over the overall majority.
So we've lost Tony. Not
Tony,
sure why we keep losing him. But he keeps dropping out, and he was saying some very valuable. I wanted to look at one of these comments. I did want to do that because we had a comment that.
Real quick, Tony's back. He's back.
I'm sorry. The internet kicked me out real quick. These kids be using the internet, so it gets messed up. Anyway, what I was saying, it felt good to see him in office, but overall, economically, it didn't change our position. It did feel good to see him not get caught in any scams or anything like that, because I ain't gonna lie, I was like, oh man, we're gonna have the first president second president ever get caught cheating again, but it didn't happen. So with that being said, that part felt good. The moral of it, the morality of it, the way it looked, the optics, how it felt really good. But when I really started looking around and seeing the economics and seeing people that I know, men that I know, I was like, okay, stuff haven't really changed per se. The outlook felt good. The speeches of hope felt great. The fact that we had so many black people in these cabinets felt great. But like I said, now that his term is over with, and I'm actually looking at it, I'm like, okay, we didn't really elevate economically. And I no, even not say economically, because really you can tell how people are doing based on their economics. If they're doing good, they'll be doing great economically. So when I look at overall, I wish there had been more accountability for him and for us as a people to say, hey, listen, you in office now, bro. You want us. We expect more from you than just speeches. We expect you to pass some laws for us. But I did feel like, okay, if he can make it, more can make it. But I'm also waiting to see if that dark-skinned dude that with the tats up, you know what I'm saying? We need to get real representation. He was from Hawaii. He went to a a prestigious university. I want to see a dude who went to community college and then went to this other school and then was in the military for a minute and then who got a job, said, I'm gonna run for president. Then we getting real real, or the person, not necessarily the it doesn't have to be a dude or a woman. I don't want to see people who went through you went to college, you went to this prestigious because if you notice, all presidents and vice presidents have that same. They went to a 4-year university, very prestigious. They are part of certain fraternities and sororities. I want to see somebody president that ain't even part of no sorority. I want to see somebody president that went to Atlanta area tech and started a business. The closer we get to that, unfortunately, is Donald Trump, because he never went to college. Unfortunately, that's the closer we get to that. But I'm just saying. So we need, I want real representation. But overall, yes, I did. It did feel great. It did. I ain't gonna lie, because I was watching that. Man, this is real. This is really about to happen. So I remember watching it. I remember seeing Michelle fine ass, strut across that stage in that dress. I like that. Listen, that is what won that man the presidency. I don't care what nobody say. Had he not had Michelle Obama on his side, he would not have been the president of the United States. When that woman looked at that woman in the eyes, she said, "I believe in that brother." That's what won the election right there. She said, "Because I believe in that brother." Mm-hmm. The rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
No, wait. Yeah, let me comment. Yeah, let me piggyback off what you were saying. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right in that regard. But this is where I also say that's where us as a community is, I want to say, misinformed. Because I remember when President Obama got elected, and I was one of the kids. I was one of the cats. I was thinking like this too, and I really started diving into politics. Like when Obama got elected as president, that's when I really went in and was like, "Yo, yeah, okay. I understand how things are working." As soon as he got elected, everybody thought that every African American that knew nothing about politics really thought that the president had the power to do any and everything he wanted to get done. And because of that, nobody voted during the primary elections. Nobody even voted for the Senate. Nobody voted for the House of Representatives. They just looked at Obama and said, "Okay, Obama, this country's messed up. Fix it." In turn, you have racist Republicans that took their spot. And Tony Bowles. Oh, he's gonna come back. But so that's what happened. Like, in those times, we thought Obama could fix everything. That's why nothing really could get done, because those are Republicans' responsibility to make sure that the legacy of President Barack Obama was lackluster, because they put any and every obstacle in his way. That us scrutinizing him to do what he needed to do failed to realize that we needed to help him by voting more and to voting electors and legislators to help pass things off the way he needed to do. There you go, Tony.
he done dipped out again.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, he's in and out though. But like, as far as the Barack Obama issues, there, quick summary, just in case T's around and he can still hear me. Basically, we needed to help Obama more by voting in. But because we didn't, and we expected him to do what he wanted to do, or do what he needed to do, This is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, now he's still on the scrutiny.
But that doesn't answer my question though. My question was, do y'all feel like him being in presidency was an advancement for the Black man in society?
No, it was. No, that's what I'm saying. It was. But if you look at how later on down the line, like at the time, it was like, yeah, big step for Black folks. Looking back at it, people were thinking not so much, not realizing that in order for him to do what he needed to do, we needed to elect electors and legislators for him to do his job and to pass those laws. But because we were conditioned in believing that since he's the first black president, he's going to be the one to fix everything on his own, he was held to a higher standard, which involved other Republicans blocking him from doing what he needed to do, just to minuscule and to minute his position in political power as the president when you compare him to other presidents. So I would say, yes, it was a step forward, but it's always going to be looked upon as scrutiny because a lot of people who are ignorant to how the political structure goes, they're going to view his presidency as lackluster compared to like a J.F. Kennedy or Ronald Reagan or George Bush or whoever. You know what I mean? So it was a step forward, but they did everything they could just to try to cheapen his presidency.
So even though it was an advancement for black men in society, they still did what society does to black men. They made it impossible for him to speak and have a voice and to do the things that he needed to do in order to make sure that we were good. So in that,
I mean, just look at it this way. Like his last year in presidency, he started to do whatever the hell he wanted because he knew he couldn't run no more. He he had the power to do so. Like, bipartisan ain't work. All right, well, look, okay, I'm pardoning this dude, I'm pardoning that dude, I'm doing this right here, I'm doing that right there, blah, blah, blah. He started doing everything he wanted to do his last year because up until that point, he was already out.
So although an advancement, again, society was still controlling him and making sure that he did not have that much of an influence on anything that happened in our society, which is how I'm assuming that you guys are feeling. And from what we see, what has happened to the black male in society.
Yeah.
Like you can have a voice, but it can't be too loud and it can't be louder than ours. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Oh yeah. That's always going to be the case. It's not this. I mean, would you give up? It's like when you in power, nobody's gonna give up their power. They'll let you sit in there and act like you're in power, but no, they're not gonna give up their power. That's not gonna happen.
No.
And you know that
I would give up my power.
That's the issue that we have too. So I'm gonna speak from our perspective. And just real quick, I want to say thank you to the people who are in the comments. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you can now call in live. So if you want to call in and let your voice be heard, please call us, 877-317-3239. Calls live right now so that you can be heard and get your opinion out there. We want to hear what you got to say. We can read it, we can see it, but if you really want to express your opinion and you want your voice to be heard, go ahead and call in and we want to talk to you. So I would just go as a woman. We catch hell out here. And I will say that I don't think that much has changed in that. I know we see people like Oprah and we see all of these, some of the richest people right now in the world are women. We got the Beyoncés, we got the Rihannas. Like I said before, we got Oprah. And the reason why I asked y'all the question about Barack Obama, former president, I felt like when he came into office, were we supposed to automatically see that as an advancement? That's why I asked y'all, did y'all see that as an advancement for the black man in society? Because even though we have these women who are now billionaires and millionaires, which it was never heard of, from when we read history. And then, in our former years, where we started being able to realize where we stood as far as our culture and our race in society, it was not normal for a black woman to have such money and such influence on society. I don't know which one of y'all said it, but Madam C.J. Walker, for instance, she was a millionaire. You know what I mean? One of the first, Black woman millionaire. She did it all with hair product. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it wasn't common. They didn't talk about it a lot. We just saw this special on TV that they showed where we started being able to really see, a reenactment of her life and realize how rich she was, which the dollar meant a lot more then, I think, than it does now, because it wasn't normal. It wasn't, it wasn't societal tradition and the standard for us as Black people, let alone a Black woman, to have so much money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as we came into, you know, as you know, we progressed in the years, we started seeing again, like I said, the Oprahs, the Beyoncés, the, you know, the Rihannas, the Gabrielle Unions, all of these women who are making high top dollars out here doing businesses and acting and modeling. It, to me, I don't think it changed anything. Yeah, we got them and we can see them and we can feel like they're a good example of a Black woman who's out here making changes and who's doing things and who has a lot of money, but we're still being treated the same as we were treated 50 years, probably before the 50 years. And to me, it's hard because even being a corporate woman, like I was in the military and I was a corporate woman out here, and I caught hell. And most of every job I went into as a consultant and a contractor, I knew way more than a lot of the males, my male counterparts and the female counterparts. And in a lot of cases, as a contractor, I was the only Black female. And then I come in with all this knowledge. Like I can speak to finance, I can speak to HR, I can speak to change management, I can speak to, you know what I mean, project management and running programs. I know all of that. Yet I was not getting paid as much as my cohorts, the males or the white women, white females. I wasn't getting paid as much as them. And in my role, I was here and they were here. And my fight was to get equal, if not more pay, because I came in with certifications that they didn't have. I came in with 2 degrees and they had no degrees or 1 degree. I had over 20 years of experience. And I came in and I was like, okay, why am I not getting the equal, if not more pay? And it was hard. So to me, I feel like nothing's really changed for us as Black women, no matter how many of us have dollar signs behind our names. Like, look at Monique. You know, look at Monique, right? Monique was fighting with, I won't say the, you know, the company, but, you know, she was fighting with the
Netflix. She was fighting Netflix.
Oh, I didn't want to say it, but okay, you said it. She was fighting with them.
Public.
She was fighting with them for equal pay. And we know that although there's controversy around her attitude and her behavior and her personality, we know that she's a good actress. She was a good actress. She was a funny comedian. She basically, you know what I'm saying? She had a lot behind her name as far as her, you know, the things that she's done and her accomplishments. And yet they wanted to pay her like she was an amateur comedian or amateur performer, which to some of us, what they offered her would have been, that's like 2 years or 3, 4, 5 years of salary for some of us. And we would have been like excited, but I got her point, because the point she made was that as a Black woman, she felt like that was her strike against her, you know, her strike against her, because her, you know, her comrades who were, you know what I mean, doing the same thing and didn't even have as much accomplishments as her, or she had the same amount of accomplishments as them. They were getting paid millions, like close to $1 million, you know, and all they wanted to offer her, I believe, was $250,000. And it's sad. So for us as Black women, I don't think that much has changed for us. Yeah, we can get more money, but we're still, I guess, in a sense, like how y'all say when Barack came in, we're still being basically stifled in jobs out here, especially healthcare. Like even with healthcare, I think that it's gotten worse, to be honest. And I can speak to that because I've dealt with a lot of, you know, health challenges, especially this year in 2020, and going in as a Black woman and saying, hey, I got something going on and y'all need to figure this out for me. And, you know, and I'm steady going back and forth, and I'm being told you're okay, just take this medicine, nothing's wrong. And, you know, I'm a nutritionist. I'm a certified nutritionist. So I go do research for my symptoms and I'm saying, hey, you know, this is what's wrong. This is the problem. And I think y'all need to do this test or y'all need to do that test. And they don't do the test. So I have to come out my pockets, you know what I mean? And I got to spend hundreds of dollars. Like, like 1,000. I spent over $1,000 in the last 10 months just getting tests of my own. You know what I mean? To be able to figure out what's going on with me. And then finally out of my own pocket, I do the test they won't do. And then it comes back, I was right, they was wrong. And instead of them saying to me, hey, we're sorry, let us do whatever we need to do to now start treating, you know, what's wrong with you, they come to me and they're like, well, who authorized this test? Who told you to do this test? How did you know to order this test? How did you know to do this test? Not looking at the fact that the results is I was right, y'all was wrong when I told y'all what, you know, was happening to my health. And then I felt like, and I'll say it, I felt like if I walked in as a white woman with those tests in my hand, that they would not have been so ready to attack the validity and the merit of the test that I actually got from the same labs that they sent my stuff to whenever they would do their regular testing, you know, just that generic testing, CDC, blah, blah, blah. I went through the same labs to get this special testing. You understand what I mean? And it came back that I was right, y'all was wrong. So if I had been a white woman and walked in with those test results, would it have been different? Would they have looked at more so, we need to start treating you so that we can get you better? Or would they have questioned her and the validity of her test results and attacked her? Where did you get this from? How did you know? Who told you to do this?
Exactly.
I wasn't a nutritionist, I'm a researcher. And this is what we do as a people, period. But as Black people, we've had to take care of ourselves. And in doing that, we've had to become researchers. We've had to start taking an interest in finding things out on our own, and Google has everything, you know what I mean? Literally, it may not always be right, but if you keep digging into Google, you will get to something that is right and you know and dead on, you know. Yeah. So for us as women, nothing's changed.
Well, here's my thoughts on it, and I'm gonna point out to some of you, all the millionaires you mentioned. I want to point out one fact that you mentioned, one glaring thing: they're all entertainers. How come we don't have any Black billionaire bankers, Black billionaire investors? That's where the power comes from. So being an entertainer is cool. Don't get me wrong. It makes us feel good.
Say it.
But let's say Oprah don't own no. Oprah owns her little show, but she don't really own that. It's some rich billionaire Jewish person that owns that. So the reason it's not changed for us, Viacom. Right. So the reason we don't control, it's not changed because we don't control it. It's only going to change when we control it. It's only going to change when we own it. It's only one thing I will say about this. I don't care what nobody say. Trump is an asshole, but he's exactly what the fuck we needed. Excuse my language.
Stop.
Okay, you're right. Right. No, excuse my language. I'm sorry. Before Trump, if I asked 10 people what you got going on the side, they're like, well, I'm trying to do this. I'm thinking about doing this. I want to do this. I don't know. This ain't going on. After Trump, I asked them 10 people, they all on they grind. They trying. I don't care if they out there got, you know what, I'm finna flip this group. I'm gonna do. They trying to do something. Trump is exactly what we needed. He needed to show us that where we at the bottom. You're gonna stay at the bottom as long as you ain't got no money. And that's what it is. It's not gonna change for us until we get better economics. Black Labor White Wealth. I'm gonna tell you all. Black Labor White Wealth is a great book. It helps you understand how America got rich off of Black labor. What you're speaking about, Monique, it's funny. Cookie, Black labor. Monique, Oprah, they're Black labor equating to white wealth. So the reason it hasn't changed for any of us because we don't control it. But I will say this: if we keep doing what we're going to do, it will change because we open it up. You got your own show. Other people got their own shows. I know people that don't started their own, cooking business. I know people started, people figuring out, you know what? I can't wait for nobody. I can't ask no more. I got to do this myself. So I'm going to say this about Trump. To me, he gave us what we needed to see. You're nothing without money. You got to build your own. They're going to take it from you, even if you know what I'm saying, all the way back to Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? He showed us, look, this is what they do to you if you go against their drain. If I say I don't like it, they're going to take you off the field altogether. So it's good that we are where we at, our mind state. So now we're going to start working towards changing that now. We ain't going to have no more issues. In 10 years, ain't going to be no more issue. You know why? Because Monique going to have her own station. In 10 years, ain't going to be no more, okay, what about this? Because we're going to have our own thing going on. In my opinion. Look at the people out. There's 19 families. They brought land. I don't know what state it's in. They brought a bunch of land. They got together. They brought like hundreds of acres of land. They finna build a town out there. That's what we needed. So what has changed for us? Yeah, what has changed for us is our drive. And I realized that, you know what? We've got to do this for ourselves. We're really looking back at the Tulsas. We're really studying Tulsa now. We're really studying times or other cities. We really understand like, dog, Black people used to own Central Park. They took that from us. A black woman started the city of Los Angeles. A black woman discovered Los Angeles. They took that from us. So we starting to realize, you know what? We've been here. We're starting to realize this is our stuff. We're starting to realize we need to get it together. So has it changed much for us? No, but it's changed our mind state. Look at you. You ain't stopping. No, you like, you know what? I ain't stopping this time. I'm going. We're going to the wheels fall off. We're going to be riding. It's going to be sparks coming underneath the vehicle. We're going to ride till the wheels fall off. And that's what's changed for us.
If she stopped, and the Cookie, if you stop again, I'm upside your head.
Whatever.
I'm going to drive all the way down there. I'm going to go upside your head. Ain't a threat. That ain't no threat. That's a promise, nigga.
Don't be threatening me, because you know I ain't no
don't be stopping
in these streets.
Don't be stopping. Don't be stopping. Next time you stop, I'm driving down there. I'm going to drive your head. Bottom line. And I'm going to sneeze on you.
Oh, go. Oh, no. I can't do you.
I ain't going to do that, but I'm just saying, though, again, because that's nasty. But I'm going upside your head, though, when you stop again.
No, we not. We are not quitting. We're not quitting. None of us. And you're right, Tony. So let's go into the positive aspect. There has been some changes, and one of y'all said it. Both of y'all have said it collectively. Even though we may not have agreed with a lot of what's going on in the politics, what we can all agree is once Trump came in, our current president, Commander-in-Chief, came in, on his way out, it did make us all very interested in who was going to be put in these elections, in these positions going forward. Local election turnouts have been at an all-time high. This presidency, I mean, you had the thugs waiting to vote. You had the thugs, picketing. You had everybody. You had the kids running mock elections. You had everybody ready to take interest in who our next commander-in-chief was going to be, who our local politicians were going to be, who the DA is going to be, who the governor is going to be. Did y'all see in the news that they swore in the youngest governor in Maryland, and he literally swore in with a afro and an edge up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was clean. I like that. I like that blend. I saw that. That was real clean. I said, okay, yeah.
Yes, the youngest.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, the youngest, and he was youngest in Black in Maryland. Because again, even though we may not have agreed with a lot of the politics, right? What has changed when we look at this review, what has changed is our mindset. Tony, you said that. Philly, you said that. Our mindset has changed, and it has made us, I think it has made a lot of us go back to where our ancestors and where, our grandparents, our parents, it has put us back into that mindset. And now we have that drive. We have that willpower. We have that fire in our souls and our spirits to where we want to now see the change, and not only see the change, we're fighting out here to be part of that change. And Martin Luther King did that for us. You know what I'm saying? Our grandparents did that for us. When they walked on Selma, they did that for us. You understand what I'm saying? That has changed. So yes, we're not sitting here just bagging it and saying, hey, there hasn't been much change in race relation and race tension is still the same, and the Black man still doesn't have a chance, the Black woman still doesn't. There are some aspects of it that has changed, and you both are right. If we keep going into that direction and we keep expanding our minds and we start picking up that spirit from our ancestors, and those who walked and fought for us before us, if we keep holding on to that spirit and we keep moving forward, then eventually when somebody else does a show that says, let's do the last 50 years or the last 20 or 30 years, then they'll be able to speak more into, yes, we have a Kamala Harris in presidency. She did make some changes. They did, stop doing this. I mean, and a lot of local laws are being passed now as we speak. After this presidency, a lot of local laws are actually changing, y'all. I look at a lot of that where I'm seeing that certain laws are being put into place where you can't do no more, the no-knock warrants. Like, in certain states and local
Kentucky, I think.
districts, they're starting to stop that. like, I don't want to sound so cliche, but we can overcome. But it's like, Tony, it's like you said, it's like we have to stay in that mindset. And so Kamala Harris coming in and she got to actually be a voice for us. She got to come in and she got to show and prove that, there's more to her than, her sorority affiliation. And, there's more to her than the fact that she is just the first African-American woman to be able to be in the White House. You're right. We gotta hold their feet to the fire though. We got to hold their feet to the fire. We got to make sure that we're doing our parts out here so that we can influence the change. So again, in the next 20, 30 years, there's a different change. Now, I just want to say that
and don't forget accountability too. We need to hold each other accountable for all of our actions.
Exactly. And again, I don't normally talk politics. Y'all both know that about me, but I just felt like it was very important for us to have this conversation because, again, a lot of times when we're talking social talk, entertainment and news, but we got to talk about what's being, what's on the streets, like what we hear out there. And I want to make sure that we cover all conversations and that we're not just, basing our talks off of all relationship stuff, which is really, I mean, let's be honest, mostly all the talk that's happening out here right now is dealing with relationship stuff. But there's also an aspect of us having to be accountable too and having to be responsible since we have a platform to make sure that we speak, about broad conversations. And this has been one for us. Now, I told you guys, but we didn't tell the internet land that I wanted us to play a game. Remember, I mentioned that I wanted us to play a game, and I know, look at Philly's face. Fix your eyes, Tony.
What game you talking about?
We're gonna play the last.
What game we playing?
The last 5 minutes of the show, I wanted us to play Black Card Revote.
Okay, let's do it. Black Card Revote.
I wanted us to play Black Card Revote. And if y'all are out there in internet land and you want to participate and you want to call us in 877-317-3239. We would love to hear from y'all. Look, we started taking calls. Our first show, we started taking calls, and y'all got so much out in these comments. Y'all,
and nobody called in.
And nobody's called in. I mean, a whole book. In the
No, you know what it is? No. They probably in church to get ready for church right now. They ain't want to. They ain't want to
show from church. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they ain't want they.
They supposed to listen to the sermon. They got the earpiece in their ear.
All right, I'm gonna hold up 4 cards. 5. I'm gonna hold up 5 cards. All right, because I want to make this. It's not just me, doing it. So with this one, it's a majority wins, right? So I got 5 cards, right? So count from the way so this finger right here is going to be the first card, okay? So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a card, Philly.
I'm going to go with 4.
So we're going 1, 2, 3, this one, 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do it. All right. This is a majority rules question. Answer the question. What's one event that we always show out for? A, graduations of any kind. B, the local white party. C, Easter Sunday. D, any wedding not in a courthouse.
I'm going to say C. Because, like, Easter.
You said D?
He said C.
The Easter
What'd
Sunday.
You say, Philly?
I said Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have a bunch of ninjas that's just out there that just want to wear any and everything. I mean, I was surprised, like, I was going to say, I'm surprised funerals ain't up there.
It's not.
But okay, it's definitely Easter. It's definitely Easter.
What you think, Tony? It's a majority win. So we're looking at A is the graduation, B is the local white party, C is the Easter, and what did I say D was? D is any wedding
not
in a courthouse.
I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've seen some weddings, bro. People like, bro, y'all should just went to the courthouse. Why you just say you want to go to the courthouse?
Oh, nigga, why you keep cutting down?
I feel like when he get good and he start talking, he flips out. I'm gonna need him to do something better with this internet.
Hey man, look.
But he's back. I need you to
yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. Back to what I'm saying. Anywhere not in the courthouse.
Oh, that's mean. I got
Verizon. You need Verizon, man. Get Verizon.
Yeah, man.
I got T-Mobile. You got
I got Xfinity, man. I got Xfinity.
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
suck.
why.
Excuse my language.
That ain't man. That's cable. That's why your stuff.
I got something else. They horrible, bro.
All right.
So I pay too much money for this.
What was yours? So we got A, graduation. We got B, local white party. We got C, Easter. Or we got D, with wedding that is not in a courthouse. Which one do we always show out on? You know what? I'm done. I'm done with him. So I'm gonna answer. And when he come in, he just gonna have to wait.
He said D. Any wedding outside of a courthouse.
He said D. So he said D, and you said C.
All right, there you go.
That's it, Tony. You don't get no more chances.
Man, what you want me to do? Listen, man.
So you said
it's Sunday, man. What you want me to do?
Philly.
I said D.
And you said wedding not in a courthouse. I think that we always show out on C. I think that we as a people always show out on C. You people, they don't go to church one time a year, and that's Easter. They come in.
Brittany Smith said. She said Easter Sunday. She said that's absolutely right.
Yeah, you might be right. Easter might be right.
No,
they posted up.
Like, they have on polyester. They mix polyester with cotton every year. Like you're not supposed to do that,
bro.
They find a way.
I just seen some pimps dressed up on Easter, boy.
One time a year. You don't see nobody no other time but one time a year. And when they come in, they be slick. When I say they be slick, or they be straight playered out. And y'all know it.
So slicking in a can of Murray's grease. Looking at a can of Murray's
and they always got on, and they usually got on a hat like Philly. They had always be like Philly hat be wearing. They always wear their hat like Philly.
Or them big old, I call them big old nests. Them big old nests that they having on their head. You know what? Who said funeral? Because whoever said funeral, you said funeral, and I'm surprised it wasn't on there. You know why? I'm gonna tell you, Philly. When my grandmother passed away, we supposed to not be laughing, and everybody's supposed to be mourning, and we supposed to be sad. In my grandmama's funeral, me and my cousins, we cracking up. I'm talking about like we the type that'll laugh, like you supposed to at an event where you supposed to be serious and you supposed to be emotional, and we cracking up. We was laughing so hard because my auntie walked up. They ain't gonna call her name, but my auntie got up and walked up there, and she had this bird nest sitting on her head. And you right, funerals, they be all out.
They turned up.
We spent that whole funeral laughing at
Flintstone flop. They did the Flintstone flop in the funerals, but they don't care. They be doing the Flintstone flop, man.
You're right. I think funeral too. I really do. All right, so I'm just gonna pick the next question because we're gonna close out. We've had an awesome show, and we're gonna get this about 20 more minutes. So I'm gonna just say, because I got the cards in my hand. So and so majority did rule because look, we got a comment. So one of our viewers is saying Easter Sunday. So Easter Sunday won, majority won. Y'all, we playing. If you just tuned in to us, we're playing Black Card Revolt. We got 5 questions, and we're doing the majority rules right now. So our next set of questions is gonna be let me see. Okay, so I got the next set of questions, and the next set of questions is who's your favorite Black superhero? Favorite Black superhero.
Superhero.
You gotta give it to you. So who's your favorite Black superhero? We got Storm, We got hold up, because I'm trying to write them down as we go so we can have them. So we got Storm is A. We got Black Panther. I already know God.
It's Black Panther. Black Panther.
Oh, hush,
Black Panther hands down.
Hush. We got Spawn.
Black Panther.
And then we got y'all already trying to do it. I don't like y'all already. Cause there's some dope ones on here. So we got Storm as A. Look at him.
Tiffany even said it. Yo, it's Black Panther. Like you should just stop reading the
No, but we gotta look at all the other options. No,
there is no other option outside of
the
Black
other
Panther.
options. No, the other options. Let's go with all the options. So we have A, Storm, B, Black Panther, C, Spawn, or D, Luke Cage.
Black Panther.
Why?
Black Panther.
I mean,
Wow, man, y'all, Luke Cage is dope.
He changed. Don't get me wrong. He
He
changed.
ain't Black
Listen.
Panther.
I love Storm. I love Storm. But Black
Uh,
Panther changed the narrative, homie.
Y'all gonna play that card. Y'all finna do the Black Panther because why? Let's talk about why. Why Black
You
Panther?
know, I actually read
Wakanda
comic
don't
books.
really exist. Why Black Panther?
I actually read comic books. Okay, so I'm well versed in this particular category. Why Black Panther? Because Black Panther is the first mainstream superhero that ever existed in comics. Period. I'm talking about today. I mean, because you had you had your Luke Cages, you had the your Blue Marvels that's over there in DC or whatever. I mean, well, no, not DC. Marvel, Blue Marvel. Anyway, Blue Marvel is a black character. I mean, but Grant, no black character had such an impact of the whole fictional world like Black Panther.
So
Black
we look at
Panther,
the perspective of influence, not who was doper. The Storm was
no,
dope.
but listen, no, it's not just about like influence. Like you gotta understand, this man is a king. He is literally the richest. What's the name? The richest person in the whole world in the realm of those comics, and that is something I heard. A black man richer than Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne. Nah, that was Black Panther, in charge of the most resourceful part of the continent in the world. That literally, he was important. He was important, extremely important. Without a Black Panther, the world was a bad place, and that was something unheard of that happened in the 1960s.
What world?
1960s.
What world? Comic book world or real world?
Yeah, but no, because you have vigilantes out there, catching Negroes and trying to, and beating them up when they thinking that they're superheroes, thinking that they're a cop beating up on black folk for no reason, thinking that it was an American thing to do. However, Black Panther in the 1960s, any young black kid picked up that comic book, believed that he could be T'Challa.
All right.
Wakanda, yup, Tiffany. Wakanda forever.
Whatever. So, in your opinion, you choose Black Panther. All right, Tony, what you choosing?
I'm choosing Black Panther. They changed the narrative. They changed the culture.
Well, I guess it's gonna be majority rule because I say Storm. I like Black Panther. I like the idea of Black Panther, but Storm was the truth. I even like Luke Cage, but Storm.
Did you know that Storm married T'Challa and Black Panther? She got married in again. I told you.
Oh wow! Look at you.
Yeah, they got married.
Storm married Black Panther.
Yeah, Storm married Black Panther. Read up on it.
Oh wow! All right, y'all. So we got majority rules. All right, we got 3 more questions. So the next question is when this song comes on, we're just gonna answer. He'll be back. When this song comes on, what is it? Your auntie is getting up for the line dance.
Well, my generation, it used to be the electric slide, but now it's
Option A is electric slide. Cupid shuffle as B. You got the wobble. Now I don't know. I'm gonna challenge this one. You know why? Because the times have changed, and when they say auntie, I'm gonna show you one. I'm gonna show you one that I'm gonna show you one that I think that and hold on, we're gonna let Tony back in. So I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Look at the options. When this comes on, you know your auntie is getting up for the line dance. We talking about your auntie now. So we got A, the electric slide. We got B, Cupid shuffle. We got C, the wobble. Or we have step in the name of love.
Are you asking me? The electric slide.
Tony said it. I mean, not Tony. Philly said electric slide. He said it before I even put the option.
No, I didn't say electric slide. All right, okay, no, you got it.
Yeah. Here's why I say that, because every dance they do is a rendition of the electric slide. The Cupid shuffle, the step in the name of love, but that's not. But everything else is like a rendition
movement. But step in the name of love. We talking about aunties, y'all. Step in the name of love. Because most
don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Step in the name of love is good. I'm not saying that, but they don't make other dances off step in the name of love. That's just strict. You got to have a partner for that. But electric slide, you can be out there drunk by yourself doing that one.
No, Tony, no, you don't. I've seen this routine. I've seen this routine that a lot of people do to step in the name of love, and they don't have to have a partner, but they do. But a lot of them will go get granddaddy or get Uncle Pete or somebody and come in. So, but even still, y'all won electric slide. Philly said electric slide even before.
I'm gonna tell you why though, because electric slide is literally the inspiration to step. There will be no step in the name of love without the electric slide. There will be no Cupid shuffle without the electric slide. There will be no wobble without the electric slide. The electric slide literally is the OG crux of all dance songs out there. Agree.
If my internet connection was good, I say we should all do it right now. But my internet connection is bad.
Oh,
no, I ain't doing that. I ain't got enough room. I'm not trying to scare that. I'll scare every cat in this daggone house.
Okay. So here's our third question. And then we got one more question after this. Our third question is, and this is weird, and I just picked random cards. Which B celebrity has taken the most losses on social media?
Oh, Meek Mill.
Safari. Dang,
Bow Wow.
Before I even post
Bow Wow.
Y'all, I'm not telling Philly answer. Philly is just. So we have Safari, we have B Meek Mill, we have C Bow Wow, and we have D Soulja Boy. And before I could put anything up, Philly butt is hollering about Meek Mill.
He did.
Bow Wow got beat up by his girlfriend on the elevator, man.
Okay.
Bow Wow got beat up by his girlfriend on the elevator. Bow Wow got caught flexing. Listen, Bow Wow got caught lying about flying on a private jet when he was really in regular. He took that. He took them L's. He earned all the L's.
He did.
Like, for real, he literally got caught.
It's hard to debate that, man.
Wait, because
It's hard to debate that.
What was he? Was he filming? Did he put a scene into a dryer or something and take the picture and like he was on some? He was like somewhere foreign or something.
He took a picture of a private jet outside, talking about I'm finna fly or some crap. And so a fan that was behind him saw him. They took a picture of him sitting on the plane, like, nah, you would be class with us.
No, what about the pictures that he took with like Ciara, Wendy Williams, and all these other black female celebrities? And he was standing on his tippy toes at every picture.
Oh my God! So who we voting? Bow Wow?
It gotta be. Or the time, it was one time I don't know what it was. It was like a group of people running, and he tried to make it seem like they was chasing him, but really they were just running. So they ran right past him. He was all fed. That was like, bro, what is you doing?
Yo,
man, Bow Wow be faking. Listen, the dude got beat up by his girlfriend on the elevator.
I know, I saw that.
Listen, he got mashed
That
out.
was sad. That was actually really sad.
But see, like something recent that just happened. Like he was in Atlanta, and Meek Mill gave out like $20 for like 5 boys to share and stuff like that. And like, yo, the whole internet gave him hell for it.
Oh
and
my
they feel
God.
like now it's so crazy. They're like, yo, let me get like $20. Instead of saying $20, they're like, yo, let me get a meat.
So
Y'all can't get mad at the man for not letting the boy finesse him. He can't give everybody in the hood $20.
Right.
So
You know
who
what I
we
mean?
voting for the most losses on social media right now? A Safari,
Listen.
Bow Wow, or D Soldier Boy?
I have to agree with
Bow Wow, man.
This one. Yeah, it gotta be Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, hands down.
Bow Wow it is. All right, our final and last question on majority rules. And this is Black Card Revolt that we're playing, y'all. I'm not advertising, but it's a dope game. I was going through it when I bought it, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be real. I think we're gonna do this from now on. When we do our shows, I think we're gonna do some.
We're closing out with
we're gonna close out with some of this or some. I bought a bunch of games, y'all, and I think that these are great conversation starters. And it teaches people about us, and if we could get our participants and our listeners to call in, maybe the next show we'll get more callers, because this is our first show taking call in, so we get it. Just so y'all know, you can call in and participate in the games with us at 877-317-32.
They ain't gonna call, man.
I know, but I have to put it out there as an option. So they will. Our last question before we close out the show, y'all, is what's something that Black families do not talk about often? We have A, sex, B, death, C, homosexuality, and D, mental illness. And I didn't make this up now.
She want to close out with a serious question. She want to close out with a real serious question.
I got it from the card. I didn't make it up, so don't nobody think I made it up. I got it from the card. Those are the options.
You want to talk about a real serious question. You're supposed to be fun.
So I say D.
Yeah, mental illness. We'll talk about that.
I say D.
Mental illness. Illness.
Yep, we're not gonna talk about that. And
they don't even want to talk about the fact that cousin, why they drinking so much? They just crazy and all this going on. Mental illness, hands down.
Yep. We don't.
Between D and C. D and C.
Really, we don't talk about mental illness.
No, you know why? No, because that's just, like, they don't openly talk about it, but it's still being talked about. Because like they'll go outside, like they'll talk to somebody. Hey, listen, look.
Y'all know he's crazy, right?
He's a little sick in the head.
But they say stick in the head though. They don't say, hey, this person has schizophrenia.
Said that y'all know that boy off. Y'all know he's special. Just go ahead and just let him, just leave him alone now. You know he's special. Exactly. So we don't talk about it directly. We do talk about it indirectly.
They talk. But
so D. So in the comments we got D. So majority rules. Tiffany said.
Damn.
We don't talk.
I can't even get a rebuttal real quick just to say it. I can't get a rebuttal to state my case. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Okay, rebuttal.
This whole
majority rules though. Okay, so which one? Which one do you say, Philly? Because me and Tony.
Honestly, no. Hey, look. Y'all say D. I'm gonna say A for sex, because I don't want to talk about sex at my table. Not especially with my kid right there. Imagine my son talking to me about busting the chick wide open.
You better stop.
You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about that at the dinner
we do.
Phil.
Not at the dinner table, but we talk about it.
Not in the tradition of teaching. So I'll give you that. We're not talking about sex.
Yeah, we don't teach about it.
Of teaching, but sex is being talked about more often in the families now, and it always has, because come on, y'all know we got them nasty behind family members when we be at the bar.
They talking and you
nasty, and they want to talk about who you hunching on, and they want to talk about and they want to talk about. You know, Bella. You know.
Ooh, child. Who's your boyfriend? Yeah, I don't see that. I see your nephew.
Oh,
I see your nephew. I see your nephew. Okay, nephew.
I see you, nephew, and you know what they talking about.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, you right, nephew. Well, you straight over there.
Philly, you may not have had that conversation with your son yet, but believe me, a lot of us done had to sit
I did.
through that whole, what is it, the birds and the bees talk? Man, please. That's a tradition. Most families.
My young boy, hey, listen, my son, he gets so embarrassed and uncomfortable when I talk. I'm blunt with him. I'm like, hey, listen, hey, listen, we be getting hard when you see a girl. He's like,
I cannot.
Hey, I'm blunt with him, so like, I get it.
No.
I'm blunt with him. I'm like, hey, look, we get hard when you see them girls in the gym.
Oh my God! I'm about to go.
He's like, yeah, it happens. I say, hey, listen, man, look, it's natural. You know what I mean? You know, you just know that it's not a sin to have that happen to you.
Oh my God! So you going with A? Me and Tony going with D, and then we had one of our listeners, Tiffany, to say D. So guess what? Majority rules. And realness is what we don't often talk about because your butt crazy, and we do. All right, all right. Do y'all, either one of y'all, have any final words for the show we had today? We talked about we went back in time and just had some random discussion about progress and where we are now 50 years later, which encompasses the time frame that we can speak to. Tony and I are over 40 and Philly's still in his late 30s. So we wanted to do a 50-year review, and we talked about how things have progressed and changed for us as a Black people, in our culture. And we made some specific points about change for us as Black men and Black women, respectfully. So do either of you have any final thoughts that you want to say before we close out our show? And Tony, we'll let you take the stage first and give your final thoughts on what we talked about.
Yeah, before we drop out, before I drop out again or something, we definitely talked about a lot, but to me, it's like we saw a lot change, and honestly, in my opinion, we're gonna see a lot more change. We've gotten active. We need to stay active. We need to stay engaged. We need to stay on top. We need to go from federals. We need to get all the way down to the local elections. We need to be that active. We need to be concerned about that committee member that's serving at the county courthouse, because that's who's distributing all the money to the local businesses in the area. So I think with that, we just need to stay engaged mentally, stay focused mentally, and continue to push, because that's all we can do at this point. It's no going back. We ain't gonna have no big exodus to leave to go to Africa, nothing like that. We home this here, so we need to just buckle down and honestly do our best to unite it and keep grinding, man. We got to build our own now. We got to build our own. It's mandatory. We got to have our names on the leases, on the buildings, on the land. We got to have our names on the titles, on the deeds, on the EINs. We got to have that. It's no more. We don't want any more. We don't want any more deals from y'all. We got to build and grind. So with that, man, I just want us to keep going. Like, we're gonna keep building and grinding. DFQ, man.
All day. Never.
You know what that means. So that's all we're gonna do, man. Just we're gonna do this again and again and again and again and again. And that's it. 2021 is coming. Everybody, I don't know if you can say your prayers, get your guns out. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2021. We don't know, but just be ready. Hey, because you don't know. I don't. It's 2021. It might open up with a gunfight. I don't know. It's after 2020. I don't trust nothing. So everybody, buckle down. Buckle down. Save your money up. Be diligent. Pray. Stay prayed up.
Yeah.
And stay out the way.
All right.
And I love all y'all. Cause we ain't doing no more shows for New Year's. You ain't doing no more shows for New Year's, are you?
Oh, yes. Oh, we got, what you mean? We got shows coming up. We got shows next Sunday. We got shows after that. We got a special show.
Well, I see y'all for New Year's.
A Christmas special show for y'all that surprise guests.
Okay.
And that's on Saturday.
Good.
And we about to get
we got
an all-star cast that I'm bringing on for Christmas. Christmas Eve, and we just gonna have some fun. So what you mean? What you mean?
Well, what I mean is, I don't know if I'm scheduled to be a guest host on another one. So if not,
yes. Wow.
Okay. Hey, listen, look, you're honorary member.
Well, I'll be there. I'm gonna see y'all again. So I'm gonna see y'all on Christmas.
Bottom line.
And be ready.
You ain't gonna
have my eggnog,
but you will be on the next one. All right, Philly, what you got for the people out there? Your crazy self.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, look, man, everybody, I appreciate it. I love you guys. Piggybacking off of what my man T said, man. Look, we ain't got no excuse at this point. We really don't. We know better. We need to do better. And since we know better, we should do better, but we need to do better. And once we do that, we'll be good to go. Also, stay black. Stay proud.
I don't think none of us have a choice.
Yeah, no. Because you got some down there.
You better stop.
All right. I'm just saying, look, never be afraid to be who you are. Don't let your circumstances get the best of you. You're bigger than your circumstances. Some things are minuscule compared to you being an essence or having the essence of a giant. So therefore, get yourself together. Start grinding. Take accountability for your actions. Okay, Pookie sold drugs. It's cool. You ain't got to do it.
Really got issues.
You know what I'm saying? Take accountability. Females, love on your men. Men, love on your women. Okay. Again, take accountability. Y'all's actions. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But, I'm just saying, just love. Love each other. Love does conquer all if you love yourself first.
You gotta love yourself first. That is a very valid point. I'm glad you said that. You gotta love yourself first. And just piggyback off of my my wonderful co-host, he said before he popped off again, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's Xfinity. You need to get Verizon.
Okay, just to piggyback off my wonderful and amazing co-host, I want to basically say thank you to the both of you for joining me today, for us having such an insightful show today.
It was fun.
It was very informational, and
it went by quick too. It went by quick.
It did, right? I wanted to end, but I know we have to go. And I just want to leave our audience and our listeners with this. What you did, Philly, I'm gonna piggyback off the both of y'all. We have to be accountable. In order for there to be any change, we have to not only say and speak about the change, we have to be a part of the change. We have to be actively influencing the change. We have to, as both of my co-hosts have said today, we have to make ways for ourselves. So in order for there to be changes, the things that we want to see change, we have to start doing and being those. We have to be the bank owners. We have to be and there are banks out there with, all Black staff, but I can't remember any. Tell me one, but there aren't any Black owned banks. We got to own the banks. We got to put our name on these corporate deeds. We have to go out here and start these podcasts. We have to go out here and write these books. As a matter of fact, I am a author, self-published author now. And this month, I will be launching my first book. It's called Life Beyond the Mess. It will be coming out to you guys before Christmas, and we have to do things like that. We have to be authors. We have to, like Tony said, we have to go out here and do things that we're not the face for, but that we also are the face. We are the control. We make the decision. We are the models, and only we have, the stakes are our stakes, and we also own those stakes. And not only do we own those stakes, we benefit, and our people benefit from those stakes. So if we're going to see any change or any transformation, and if things are going to progress in the next 50 years, y'all, the point that we wanted to bring to you guys today was just be a part of the change. Actively be a part of the change. Take action. Don't talk. And what my grandmama and what we used to always say when we was growing up, don't just talk about it, be about it. That's the only way to see some change. So again, I wanted to say thank you guys to all of those who were in our comments that were active.
Real quick.
Active, and we're gonna go back to Philly. Y'all know how he likes to.
Real quick. No, real quick. Just a quick question. Cookie, where can we find out where we can get your books from? What website?
That's a good interjection. Okay, I'll give you that. No, I like that one. All right. You keep me in line, Philly. So you guys can go to www.cookie, KOOKIE MADDOX.com, and you can purchase my book. It is still in pre-order. However, the book should be out to everyone, and I am signing the first 60 copies of the book. I am putting my autograph in it, and those.
You won't put mine aside, right?
By Christmas. I'm sorry.
You won't put mine aside, right? You won't sign and put it aside.
Yes, I am. Again, I've in pre-order now, and that's a big deal to me. In pre-order, I've already sold over 30. So the first 60, and the book hasn't even come out until next week. The first 60, I am actually signing, and I am hand delivering. Like, I am actually going to the post office, and I am dropping those books in the mail, so you guys know that it is all love and it's coming from a special place. And I'm going to actually walk into the post office masked up. Don't get it twisted. Masked up. And I'm going to put all those books, the first 60 books, I'm going to put them in the mail, and I'm going to sign them. And I appreciate you, Philly, for remembering to bring up how they can find the book. He keeps me in line, y'all. He keeps us in line. Tony's our brain master. Philly keeps us in line, keeps us laughing, and Q, we miss Q. So
I miss you, man.
I don't want to say our final toodles for this show until we send a special shout out. Q, as y'all saw, was not in tow today. He is not feeling well. And Q, we are praying for you and sending you hopes and wishes. And we hope that it's not Corona, and that whatever it is, we already claim it, and we know that you're going to be okay, and you're going to be better, and you'll be right
be good, homie.
Next Sunday. Exactly.
Plenty of ginger ale. What is that? The vitamin C's and the B12, the vitamin D. 13, do all of that. Apple juice. Ginger. You know what I mean? All that. Turmeric.
All that. And y'all hearing this from Philly now. Philly just fought and beat Corona. So listen.
I smacked it upside his head and gave it a front.
Black pepper turmeric.
Philly got issues. All right, y'all. It's been a blessing. It has been boss. We appreciate y'all. We love all y'all out here in our comments. Thank y'all for tuning in to the TalkSpot Live after show. We appreciate y'all. And guess what? We will see y'all next show. Peace.
Right. Peace.